in at the 25-yard line.
So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by their 5'11 quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want. But this guy, he is hard to corral.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
First carry for Najee Harris.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Out of the gun, here's Wilson.
Through the middle of the field.
And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, out is the punter Cameron Johnston to boot it away. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
This week, such an important one for his entire offense, but for him especially. He wants to start this new season off strong. He's got big plans for this year, wants him to be one where he finishes among the league's best while leading his team to the postseason. A strong opening week is a great start to that and can create momentum that carries over not just to next week, but the next few weeks as well. A rising tide raises all ships, and if he can start this season off strong, his offense will benefit.
Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get him into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They need to make up some ground, and they did.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
On first down, this is McCaffrey.
They'll get it across the 35. It'll be second down. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. Purdy looking to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long.
Escaping the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big third down play, and he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
Now a quick throw into the hands of Jefferson.
2 yards on the pickup there, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen, did not let him get downfield.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
Wilson.
Complete. Jefferson the target.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree. One thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And the Niners get there and bring him down.
The Nick Bosa so quick on the outside. He gets in there to bring him down.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Wilson's throw completes a Freiermuth.
They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think you got caught in between and created a foul.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. They hand this off to Harris. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson.
That throw right side here going to be incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10.
Here's Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. 4th down now, and San Fran's defense is strong in coverage.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead.
Both teams kind of feeling each other out here. Now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return.
Well, fingers crossed here. 1st quarter of a new season, already an injury. And while they attend to him, we'll step aside.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. A bit of an opening there on the 1st down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 4. Another run with Mitchell.
Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Illegal blocking the ball. Offense.
They get Pro Bowl tackle Trent Williams for the infraction there. Here's Purdy.
Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Purdy.
tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Now it's Wilson.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
Here's Wilson.
Pass complete. George Pickens with it.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Wilson.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Again, Wilson. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
3rd and 2.
They go play action with Wilson.
Pickens pulls it in. What a play.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 39. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
That is one heck of a catch right there. Got his eye on it the whole way and able to make the grab one-handed. Very nicely done, and for a nice chunk of yardage, too.
Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Out of the gun, a run with Patterson.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They get the penalty yardage back plus a yard. 6-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 9.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. As they've got it as we resume action.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0.
So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. They are still in search of their first points in the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a 1st down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. A gain of 10 and a 49er 1st down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
On 1st down, they go back to Mitchell.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard at the 32-yard line.
Purdy now to throw off the play action.
And this will be incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big third down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
We'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles about the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Now Purdy. Escapes the sack. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A brief pause in the action here as they tend to an injury. That's George Kittle shaken up on that last play. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. On the quick handoff, it's Juszczyk. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They run over center with Mitchell. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. Play action. Now Purdy. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And he is going to have the 49ers first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Purdy will set up to throw it here. That's complete right around the 8. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. From the 5, here's 2nd and 2. Mason. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Jordan Mason, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the 49ers are an extra point away from taking the lead. So, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, it looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And now out come the Steelers. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those 6s on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack.
An excellent play by Hargrave, who was a Pro Bowler in 2021 and was even better in 2022. Had his best year as a pass rusher with 11 sacks and was rewarded with a massive free agent contract.
The offense on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17.
Here's Wilson to throw. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. He's got space past the 25. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth. Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Fair catch signal for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And San Francisco gets set to go here.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A short throw here to Latu. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Yes, it's the first half, but we'll see if that stuff there on 3rd and 1 comes back to haunt him.
I hope you don't mind, but it's not going to stop me from putting a check mark next to this play. Let's look back as this game progresses and see if this is one of the key plays in the game, even though it occurred early.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Wilson. He finds his man complete. It's Watkins. And he will have the Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. They give him a gain of 37.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Wilson will throw again. Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. A first red zone opportunity of the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield at man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays just like that one we saw there.
Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins.
And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. A chance for a first touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal.
Throwing is Wilson. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Harris, touchdown, Pittsburgh. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he puts this one through as the lead moves to 13-7. That time a 9-play drive.
And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Final 24 seconds of the first half as they come up here 1st and 10.
Purdy looking to throw. The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield. Almost
nowhere to go. Here he lost the football.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
And they will get to him behind the line, but they're out of timeouts, remember, and the clock continues to wind down. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Final play of the half. It's Wilson.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And this, a 10-point game as they've reached halftime. 2 touchdown passes there for Lamar Jackson. From there, we head down south to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And you can see, currently, they trail in that ball game. The Panthers looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Joe Burrow with 3 touchdown passes. We got a fine first half out of the former Alabama man, Najee Harris. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
But, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Purdy's throw taken in by Samuel.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll try and run for it. This is Juszczyk.
And he's going to have a Niners first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
It's amazing how much advice defensive players get on 3rd down. You hear the bench screaming out, watch the draw, watch the screen, watch the pass here. Very rarely do they reference watching the fullback, and he slipped through and picked up a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback, so that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
On second down, McCaffrey. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Here's Wilson. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Play action. It's Wilson. Shakes off the sand. And this is going to be incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the Niners will go on offense 1st and 10. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do this thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And McCaffrey going to pick up a Niners 1st down as he'll get this up past the 40. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving. Purdy looking to throw on 1st down here. This pass to Jennings, and he makes the catch. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
A couple of 1st downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. McCaffrey running up the middle, shreds the tackle. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. And the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Credit the secondary, credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
And this one is right through. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Now it's Patterson. Fights off the tackle at the 20.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
And the Steelers set to take the field.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Now Patterson to start the drive.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
2nd down and 8.
Now Wilson.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
This now a 3rd and 4.
Wilson. Fighting through pressure.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
Only able to gain a couple there. And it'll be 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down. And he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a 1st down.
Broke the 1 tackle but couldn't spring himself free. This is taken at the 18.
A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. Purdy with it on 3rd and long. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a 49ers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a 1st down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. A short throw here to Latu.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at their 49-yard line.
Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped.
False start. Offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Back to throw, Purdy.
Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Jennings. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Again, it's Purdy to throw it.
And that is incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL. But if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. That's Watkins. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10.
Now it's Wilson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Third down and 10.
Here's Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers.
Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10.
Second and 10. Shotgun now with Purdy. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
He fights him off, eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. Now a give, right side, McCaffrey fights loose.
40 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And Kittle going to have a 49ers first down as he'll get this up to the 43. Here's Purdy. The same target, same result. It's Kittle. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Boy, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week one. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Purdy will set up to throw it here.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Cam Hayward, always a force, got back there for the sack.
The passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces third and long.
A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down.
But they got off the field on third down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
On first down, Wilson. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They had what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Yeah, just couldn't hang on to the slant. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up third and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. The Niners set to take over on offense. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10, right at the 30. And he'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. A tackle by Cole Holcomb. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. McCaffrey on the counter. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Now Purdy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. A handoff left. McCaffrey down to the 41.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Now Purdy. He'll get this out right here to McCaffrey. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. And the question now, can they get closer on 3rd down? A field goal from here, you're looking at right about a 52-yarder. Purdy now to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well in time there. And now 4th down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there's no space available. An incompletion as a result.
And his kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. So they get the 3. It was 4th and 1. And I think you were doing what I was doing. I was looking down at the sideline. I'm not sure the offensive unit wanted the 3. They wanted to go for it.
But when have we ever seen a unit that didn't want to go for it in that situation, right? Sometimes it's just way more important to have the points on the board than to worry about any type of a gamble.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And we essentially have a brand-new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They'll run again with Harris. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 42 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. 2nd and 6 coming up. Wilson to throw. He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle. And Freiermuth going to have a Steelers 1st down as he'll get this down to the 40. Harris running straight ahead. Now we'll pause for an injury here. That's George Pickens, the receiver who's in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They'll come up now on second down. They hand this off to Harris, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Now they fake the jet sweep there, and a run instead with Harris. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Boswell's kick is good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
So Purdy and the Niners down 16-13, a minute 4 on the clock. This is only week 1 of the season, folks. Get strapped in as they come up here 1st and 10. Here's Purdy. Pass complete, Samuel. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Purdy to throw. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. That one complete to his receiver, Jennings. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Here's Purdy to throw. Finding Samuel. And he's going to have a first down, but he's tackled inbounds up near midfield. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Purdy with one final shot here. This for all the marbles. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, they got the tip they were looking for, but couldn't secure it. And this one's over. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for week 1, and one of our early window games here in week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between week 1 and week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Steelers, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they'll get another home date next week as the Browns will come to town. Meanwhile, for San Francisco,
listen, the past bananas, but I haven't seen it. You thought it was over. You bragging ignorance, you lack the vision. Sacrilegious. I feel my wrath as you ever